Hey everyone, this is Julian from the Binary Lab. Uh, it's kind of a funny story. I actually received a message from my binary broker account manager in Skype to say that they wanted to pay me more, but they couldn't. Okay, so I was wondering what's that all about, and then and then she was like, every other affiliate promoting our broker is getting such huge commissions this week, but in your case, we want to pay you more, and you really deserve it because your customers are giving us so much volume this week, but we cannot pay you anymore. So I was like, what's up with that? And then um, like, so I said, could you tell me more about this situation as to like why is it you're suddenly saying that everyone else, other affiliates, are getting so much money this week, but you can't pay me more money. So why is it that you can pay them but you can't pay me? Then they said, well, then you have to look at the statistics of the customers that you're bringing in. So I said, what is it about the statistics of my customers? To be honest, I didn't check. So they said that, well, um, the reason why that you know the reason why that we say that we want to pay you more and we you should be paying you more for your customers is because your customers are producing so much volume this like this 1 2 3 weeks, when there's Brexit and all this Donald Trump trade war at the same time, but we cannot pay you more. And did you know that, Julian, your customers, your binary lab customers, um, may not be as much in volume as some of the total number of customers that other affiliates have in the binary industry, but the trade volume from your customers is tremendous. um, your customers, your actual total number of traders may just be in the very low three digits, but the trading volume of your customers, I mean, it's referring to my customers, are surpassing affiliates that are in the low four digits. Okay, so trading volume of my binary lab customers, right, this last 3 weeks is, according to the broker account manager, is surpassing the total trade volume of other affiliates who have, like, the low thousands, 1,000 plus or so. So I said, okay, so can you tell me more about what this is? Hey there, Ray. So I said, can you tell me more about this, and what's this thing about? You're saying that we can't pay. So that, well, you do realize that basically, you know, um, like other, like basically in binary, paying on volume is one thing, but paying, we have been paying you on the volume, okay? But the thing is that most affiliates, the biggest money that they earn is on the failure of the customer. So the broker's profit is basically a percentage, a pre-agreed amount of the broker's profit is going to be your profit. So in this case, because your customers are producing this huge volume, right? Uh, Technically speaking, as a broker, we expect to see that there will be a lot of profit. Yes, there is profit from the liquidity, but the failure rate is so low compared to other affiliates customers out there in the binary industry that we cannot pay you more. So the last few weeks, the market trends have been crazy, and because most traders out there are just out there going against the trend, and they're just committing suicide in the markets. But on the other hand, your traders are not doing that. Your traders, like as in binary lab traders, are trading more than usual, just like every other trader is. But the problem is that the binary lab traders are trading with the trend. So uh, it's saying that, well, like that's why we cannot pay you, because you guys, we can only pay you based on turnover. We cannot pay you based on brokers profit when people fail. We can only pay you based on turnover. You guys are making money. So I was like, right, okay, that makes sense. That is a very good problem. Okay, because like I said in the very beginning, when I decided to teach binary options, it was not because um, like it was not because like all the other affiliates out there launching their stupid get rich quick programs, like what's that, it's like my what's it called? It was like the one system, uh, damn it, it's like the password. I remember was like it's like my RCB or something. I don't know what that was. It was like one of those. It was the first program that I bought into. And it was like what my revenge or whatever nonsense. Yeah, and it was like it was just a it was just a stupid martingale strategy out there that had no scientific basis. Okay, and there was so many programs in the beginning that I joined in before I learned how to and figured out to be profitable in binary. Um, and then I was failing so many times because just following all these stupid instructions that I realized that that they would never help anyone make money in binary ever. So when I started out the Binary Lab community, it was because I wanted to share a set of principles and strategies to study the market and find out profitable trades, and basically be able, through that method, through this community, share what works for me with other people so that it can be improved in the process as well. Okay, would you agree with me that teaching, uh, if you any of you ever taught something to someone, you may not be a school teacher, but maybe there's something that um, you were trying to teach to your children, your friends, and in the process of teaching it, you became better at it because you saw feedback and you saw problems. Okay, if you ever tried to mentor someone, if you tried to like help someone with their schoolwork, did it ever occur to you that doing that helped you to see something in a different light, right? So in this process of like mentoring people, sharing my strategies with other people, I have also discovered shortcomings in my strategies in the past and been able to then brainstorm on how to fix it. And sometimes, when I give out to the community my strategy, there are other people that can improve it and provide some insight that I did not see. Okay, so sometimes it can be problems that I didn't foresee. Sometimes it can be improvements that I didn't foresee as well. And in the process of that, we actually produce better and better strategies. In fact, in a few hours, I actually promise to do this like today. I'm going to keep my promise to do it today, which is to release my next hashtag in 5 trades or less video. So I know you guys haven't been seeing that video sometimes, but I thought that my most recent webinar, okay, is very relevant for me to do another in 5 trades or less video because like a lot of people are struggling with the market conditions in these last few weeks, and chalking up big losses. On the other hand, according to my account manager, is saying that well, over here the binary lab people are killing it in the market. They are producing so much volume, so much profit for themselves as traders, that the broker is getting the short end of the stick. Okay, um, so they're like, what do you plan to do? Like Cyprus person, right? What do you plan to do about this? I can't imitate the accent. What do you plan to do about this? I don't know, like the and it's um like I don't know, because I mean like this, like, okay, a lot of people have this idea that like I still get this from some people who follow my channel, follow my page, and there are just some people that wish to get in for free. Hey, come on, I'm really making this a really, really good deal. All right, that with certain amount of deposit, you can get into Binary Lab Basic. With certain amount of deposit, you can get Martingale Master. And did you know that even for Binary Lab Elite, okay, with certain brokers, I'm still running a promotion right now, okay? With certain deposit, you can actually get in for free. So it is for free, but you have to put money in the broker first, okay? um, so basically, I'll share this with you because I get some people, they're just wanting to be comped in. They're saying, hey, you're successful, you trade, okay? Then why do you need to why do you need to insist that we have to pay? Are you doing this for affiliate commissions? Well, to be honest, if I was doing this for affiliate commissions, I would just teach the shittiest strategies, make everyone lose money, so that I could earn, right, as an affiliate. But that's not me. I started Binary Lab many years ago because I wanted to share the strategies that work for me with other people so that, like I just shared a few, 1 or 2 minutes ago, so that the strategies can be improved in ways that I didn't personally notice in the beginning when I found them, or because, like someone else may notice something about it that can be an element for improvement. So this is a real strategy. The affiliate commissions that I can get from Binary is just a sideline dessert money, a hobby income from generally from trade volume because my traders are doing well. And I and why is it important that I get affiliate commissions? Well, because I believe that I should get paid in some way for the material that I give away. Okay? Because when I get paid, then I feel that I'm doing it for a purpose. And if I get paid for trade volume, I love getting paid for trade volume rather than brokers profit in the way of people's failure, is because it will be in my best interest that people who come into my community can trade more, trade bigger, and succeed for the long term. Because when they trade more, trade bigger, and succeed for long term, you know, a lot of other people out there are doing the very short term business. Many other binary uh, gurus or affiliates, or hang on, for a fact if they're even real, if they remain around for some time. So there are not that many people in this industry that have remained around for years. I've been in this for years. You guys, for some of you, you can testify to how long I've been around in the industry of binary options and trading. Many people, they'll just self-style themselves as a guru, and 3 months later they're this person, 3 months later there's someone else, and so on and so forth. It just keeps changing over time. But I've been around, and the reason for this, I said, well, you can say that I started Binary Lab for a very selfish reason, so that I can become a better trader. And I started so I can improve my strategies. And I also believe that so I can use this community that I created to sustain my what do you call that? Um, my passion for the trading, to keep me going through the hard times. You know what I tell you? In trading this binary options, right? Or any kinds of trading, or anything in the world, it could be a hobby or whatever, you are bound to run into some rut at some point. For some of you, it was this week. For some of you out there, it was last month. For some of you out there, it was sometime last year, 2 years ago. If you had a community of people there with you, you can overcome that rut. And for me, my community, the Binary Lab community, has forced me to get out of so many ruts in my trading career. And why do these ruts happen? Because conditions change all the time, all the time. Okay, and when sometimes when I find that it's when a strategy that works so well for a longest period of time, I think one of the strategies that I taught in the Binary Lab, there's one strategy that in particular that worked for 1 year and a half. I've forgotten the strategy very conveniently because it doesn't work anymore, but um, it worked for a year and a half, and that is tremendous. Because if something like some it's there were times that I had to change strategy like 3 times in a month. Some of you guys who've been in the Binary Lab for a long time, you probably remember those times where I was like, every week I was trading different strategy, right? Um, so so it's like, but it's important to know that we should never get comfortable with the strategy, but instead you should get comfortable adapting to the market. This is the biggest scale, okay? The biggest skill you will ever have. Okay, once you can learn to be adaptive to the market, you will be set for life. This is about being able to fish in the market. Once you can learn to adapt to all the market condition, this will be about being able to fish. And when you want to know what this looks like, I will show it to you. Okay, so as long as you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, my next video is going to be a summary, like another in 5 trades or less video. You can watch my previous in 5 trades or less videos as well if you're impatient, but this one will be particularly good. Okay, because this one, as you see in the video that I'll be sending out maybe in a few hours from now, that many different trading strategies were being used. Um, and this was actually taken from a recent webinar. You may get put off by the fact that all are $1 trades. I mean, why are they $1 trades? Well, only because the broker forces me to do this. So I'll take this opportunity to answer, the question as to why is it all the trades on the in 5 trades or less videos are all like dollar trades. Well, the broker requires me to do that. It's not that I want to, okay? Because like they tell me, they and the authorities tell me that you need to be setting a good example because my level of influence in this market is so big, right? So I need to be setting the right example and not giving people, like pressure that they should be trading in large amounts, because too many people in the past are doing that. I mean, if you look at all those other example videos, right, you see people doing all the $200 trades, $1,000 trades. I mean, sure, it looks great, but like spare a thought for the guy in Indonesia who works as a cab driver and barely makes $200 a month, right? If he were to put his only $200 into a $200 trade and he lost it, how is that good? How will that affect not just him but his family and the people that depend on him, right? So for that purpose, I have to respect this, and I feel that there's a very good point behind it. I know it's glamorous and everything to do like all these like $1,000 trades, $10,000 trades, and frankly, I still do. Okay, um, I still do those trades, and that's what sustains me. I mean, all these affiliate commissions, whatever, it doesn't sustain me at all. Um, what sustains me is all this other. Once in a while, I see some really. I don't trade as much as I used to before, and that's a fact. Okay, but I but when I do, like sometimes when I see the market's really good, I do just leverage it fully, okay, and there's nothing as instant gratification as binary options, because I mean, if you think about it, 1 2 minutes, you know you already have a trade there, and if you can make like 1.75% on the 2% that you stake down the trade within that 1 or 2 minutes, you do just 3 of those, you are making more than 5%. Huge. It's huge. Okay. Um, so anyway, I apologize for the clickbait title of this video. Like, you probably clicked in to say that, oh, you probably clicked in to find out which broker is it that you shouldn't be trading with anymore because they said that they can't pay Julian Wong, founder of Binary Lab. Or it's not about that. Okay. Uh, but nonetheless, even though I have tricked you to coming into this video, all right, but there is something very important to know, and I want you to know that I am truly passionate about trading. I'm truly passionate about finding the best ways to trade. And when you come into the Binary Lab Elite, that is where we have the Telegram group, that's where we have the weekly webinars, that's where, on every single day, like my cousin, I actually trained him and employed him to be posting all these trade setups to keep people aligned with the correct ways to trade the markets. And when you come into the Binary Lab Elite, you will see, firsthand, right? When I dissect, take, and explain, sorry, take and dissect these trades that I do and show you on those in 5 trades or less videos. Okay, you see the logic behind it. It's not just like passing, like so you're wondering like, hey, what's that about? Why is the strategy so disjointed? Why is there no common way of trading? Well, because now I realize that it's not about any strategy anymore. Okay, of course we can group ways of trading into a few different ways, like trend follow, breakout, uh, continuation, reversal, but okay, there is no fixed strategy other than one that adapts to the market on an ongoing basis. And you can learn how to do that in the Binary Lab Elite. I know it costs money to get in. Like I said, there are ways of getting in free with broker deposit, but it's not going to be free. Why? Because if it's free where you put in nothing at all, no money down the broker account, and you're just learning it. I even had absurd people enough that say that, Julian, I have no money, I want to trade, can you give money to trade, and I will open an account through you? Like, don't be ridiculous, right? Where's your accountability? Because if you do not pay, you will not learn. If you do not pay, you will not pay attention to what you learn. There will be no commitment on your side. So that's why it's very important Okay, and why do I have different entry points? Okay, morning, like Binary Lab Basics, Martingale Mastered, because I know some of you really need this. Some of you really need to get into Binary Lab Elite, and it should be the goal of all of you to get into Binary Lab Elite. But some of you may come from different backgrounds. Like I said, some of you drive taxis in Indonesia. Some of you are are like are struggling executive in the Philippines. Some of you are in Africa working for minimum wage, and you need to make a break from your current life. Some of you are like single parents, and you can't do a regular job. Okay, and it would be irresponsible of me to expect you to front the cash to join Binary Lab Elite right off. So I give you ways to earn it through Binary Lab Basics, Martingale Master. But the initial commitment of money invested into your trading account has to come from you. Has to come from you, not someone else. And you don't ask your boyfriend or mom or dad to put into it. Because where's the commitment? It has to be your own money, okay? And not even the bank's money. This one more reason why. I mean, a lot of people will say that. Actually, I'm also required to put this disclaimer on a lot of my emails and videos and say like, you know, there's high risk in trading. It's true, and you should not risk more than you can afford to lose. And a lot of them, some of these disclaimers will also say, and the broker will say, and I also have said in my previous videos that you should not use credit card money to trade, okay? Unless you already have the money but just decide to pay with credit card so you can clock points for miles or whatever, then that's perfectly fine. But you should not be taking getting credit card debt to trade that you probably can you expect to pay off in a few months, but this is the wrong mentality, okay? Because it's too convenient. If it's too convenient, I guarantee you will fuck up. It is a given. I've seen too many of it, and I've seen too many of it to be able to say that it's a fact. Whatever money comes easy to you, you will fucking lose it in the markets. So the harder you have earned the money, the harder you will lose it. And the more committed you will be to making this work for you. Remember your goals, okay? If your goal was to go from trading part-time, no, sometime to part-time, or part-time to full-time, remember that regularly withdraw your profits into your account, okay? No profit is profit until it is in your bank account and out of your trading account. If it is in your trading account, you run the risk of losing it, and you will fall into the trader's disease of being an addict instead of actually fulfilling your purpose of trading. Alright, so these are some of my uh, experiences from running a group and community of traders. You definitely should become part of the Binary Lab Elite community because that is where you can stay focused. There are many different kinds of people in the community. Some are there to learn how to trade better. Some are there just because they want community. Some are there because they want to continually be encouraged and inspired by other people's success in trading. And that's very important for them because for someone trying out a new strategy or trying to adapt to the market, some things are very counterintuitive. And it makes it so much easier to see when other people are doing it, then you can do it too. Alright. So I know this video is kind of long, so basically I'll just end it here. And if you have any questions or if any things that you want to confirm about the Binary Lab or binary options trading, feel more than welcome to message facebook.com/the Binary Lab page. Bye for now.